Okay, we are in deep discussion for the China and its neighboring country land dispute. We saw China land dispute with Tajikistan. Right now, China has land dispute with Tajikistan, where Tajikistan has already handed over around 1,100 square kilometer of land to the China already. Now, in that sense, China had land dispute with Kyrgyzstan, and then Kyrgyzstan has given land to the China, and China has handed over the Victory Peak, that is the highest peak on the Tian Shan mountain, that China has handed over to Kyrgyzstan. China has big land dispute with the India, very big land dispute. Leave it. China had land dispute with Bhutan kind of country. Bhutan is considered as a poor country, very poor country. And China has land dispute with Bhutan also. Okay, we have talked many ways that why China is considering land dispute. China considers land dispute with the actually this land dispute can be considered along with the Tibet. Means Tibetan people they live. China has land dispute with Nepal also. Tibetan people or Tibetan looking people, they live till Ladakh. Tibetan looking people, they live till Kalapani area of the Nepal. Tibetan looking people, they live in Doklaham region of Bhutan, and there are many other regions of Bhutan. All those regions, China is claiming it is part of China. Tibet itself is not part of China. But see, these country, when India left its control over Tibet, then first they acquired the Tibet. Now wherever Tibetan people are living here and there, directly they are jumping that it is our territory, it is our territory, it is our territory. Anyway, next question is arising: why China is so much interested in Bhutan? Bhutan, why there is so much dispute between China and Bhutan? That is a very big question that arises in anyone's mind. Let first see what is the scenario why China is interested. China is a country which is extremely high in manufacturing unit. China produces toys. China produces general items like pen or comb or anything metallic. China or nail cutter or gas tube lighter. Oh, I'm sorry, the gas stove lighter means many small things. China is manufacturing mobile phone battery and those kind of things. There is a kind of it is not a kind means people say there is a saying someone can say, or there is an allegation that China tries to push this item into India. Means China needs a border area which is completely uninhibited. This is also called a more or less smuggling. So the or China or any other people, they try to smuggle item from the border, from the Tibet to India. There is also a kind of a smuggling, this kind of scenario that Indian government claim through the Burma border also. Means China brings its item product, they push into Burma, and through Burma India border, this product enters into India. China pushes its product through Tibetan border also. Okay, in that sense, the border, there are few regions in Bhutan that is adjoining region. I mean, those regions are considered as a disputed land between Bhutan, India, and Tibet or China. That region is corner. India means Sikkim. Sikkim is a state of India, and it makes a corner with Bhutan like this line, and it will make like this V shape or U shape. And in U shape, one side of the U is Sikkim, and another side of the U is Bhutan, and in center, China. There comes one region that is completely adjoining the Sikkim, Bhutan, and China. That is called Doklaham region. It is around 100 square kilometer of the area, and it is completely inside a valley, from Tibetan side valley, Bhutan side valley, Indian side valley, and those kind of things. There, the China is heavily interested right now, so that means they can push their item inside India because India is a very big market for the Chinese product. They are durable. Price is much lesser than Indian price. If anyone buys Indian fountain pen, it will cost 50 rupees minimum, where Chinese fountain pen costs 50 rupees, 50. Where Chinese fountain pen, the cheap Chinese fountain pen, they cost 15 rupees, 20 rupees only. Means Chinese product market is hot in India. Small the rakhi that comes, that ladies or female they tie in their brother's hand, those rakhis are also they come from China only. Indian rakhis are very costly, whereas Chinese rakhis they are very cheap. These kind of things they try to push. Anyway, we will see that what is the present situation in the situation, that if I consider the Bhutan China border dispute, Bhutan-China border dispute, it is mostly Doklaham region. The region we talk that is adjoining Sikkim, Bhutan, and in between China is there. 100 square kilometer is the region, and it is surrounded by Chumbi Valley of Tibet and Bhutan's Ha Valley and the Sikkim this side. Okay, that is the consider there is a contiguous region near the Doklaham. Full region is the disputed region, and in those region there is a Doklaham, also called Donglong. I believe Donglong would be called in Chinese Doklaham or Donglong or Tibetan. Okay, there are other region also called Dramna region or Shakatok region, and there is another region called Yakchu region. So Yakchu, Dramana, and Doklaham. They and there is one more called Sinchua Langpa. Sinchua Langpa, Yakchu, Doklaham, and Dramna. These are the region they are adjoining to each other and contiguous. This full is a kind of disputed region between Bhutan and India and Bhutan, India, where India supports Bhutan and then China. Okay, this region is adjoining. In the four region I am talking, they are continuous to each other. Four region, that is Yakchu, Dramna, Doklaham, and Sinchualangpa. Among these four regions, Doklaham is the region that is touching the India. Otherwise, other three regions they touching Doklaham, means they are northward. Okay, this is one region. There is another region that is between China and Bhutan only. India does not come into the picture. Those regions are called Pasam, Pasam, Pasamlung, and Jakarlung. Pasam, they are north. If this is Bhutan, then this is China. This is Sikkim. So Bhutan and China, they are north part of Bhutan. There are two places. They are again in dispute between Bhutan and China. That is called Jakarlung and Pasamlung. So Jakar, there are other regions. There are many regions between Bhutan and China. They are under the contention. Another link is kind of Saktang link, Manchuma Valley. There is Changjong link. There is one called Biaul Hain Pejong. There are many regions between China and Bhutan. They are in contention, but mainly it is called that Pasmalung, Jakarlung, that is north of the Bhutan, and then adjoining China, and Doklaham region, and adjoining the Doklaham region, they call it Jakatoy region. I believe we read Jakatoy region. Okay, whatsoever. Shakatoy region. Drum we call four, there are 4 points near Doklaham that is under dispute. One is Doklaham, one is Yakchu, one is Dramna. Dramna region is also known as Sakatau region. This is what it is, and Singchua Langpa. So under these four regions, Doklaham is main region. But anyway, China wants this full region, Doklaham full region, under its control. What is the present situation of Doklaham? China has captured the Doklaham. That is the present situation. Some part of it belongs to Bhutan right now. Some part of it. I don't know. Some part of it is still with India. Other way, this is the current situation. And other part is Jakarlung and Pasamlung, that is also controlled by the China. What China they do is they make villages out there and push the Tibetan people there forcefully. If they are not, if they have ran away from the villages because of disputed land, they try to put people in the villages and claiming these are Tibetan people, so it belongs to China. This is what China is doing. This comes under some strategy. This is some strategy of China. If there is a disputed land, then make a village out there and put people out there. This is the way China try to occupy any region. So the Pasamlung and Jakarlung, that is north of Bhutan, they are similar region. I believe more or less 50 square kilometer of the land. And then this the Doklaham region full is 100 square kilometer. 100 square kilometer land is very big. Okay, in that sense, China more or less captures this land. Only in Doklaham region, Bhutan has captivity for some area. Now, what is the dispute between China and Bhutan? Is China is saying to Bhutan that give me full Doklaham region. Don't take few part of it also. Give me full Doklaham region. In return, take the Pasamlung and Jakarlung region that is north of the Bhutan adjoining the Tibet. What is the idea of the China is that if Doklaham region completely officially comes in the control of China, then China will have control over, China will have connectivity with the India and Bhutan all together. It is same as Burma border when item is pushed into Burma and from Burma it enters into India. Similarly, if they have this very strategic region under their control, where from one point they can control India and Bhutan both, then it is good for us smuggling. This is what I think. So otherwise, why someone would be interested so much into that much remote region? Where is Beijing? Where is Lhasa? Where is Doklaham? Doklaham, why someone would die for the Doklaham? If there is no economic benefit out there, and what economic benefit out there will be? China is not in mood to take over Bhutan or Sikkim. That China is looking to take over Bhutan or Sikkim, and that's why it is interested in Doklaham. China is nowhere interested in these regions. Then what is the interest of the China? Main interest is that smuggling. If smuggling starts, then they can push the. India is a very big market. 150 crore people live in India, and they are very poor. Means any item, any sundry item, or any local general use item like candle. People use candle to enlighten something that may also come from China. Anything like cotton that may come from China. Any idol, Ganesha idol or whatever, small idol, it may come from China. Rakhi may come from China. Okay, like that, many things. Caesar comes from China. Many usable things comes like plastic mug or dishwasher, that scrubber. Everything comes from China, and those are better quality than Indian product and much cheaper to Indian product. In that sense, if it comes through a legal way, that from China if they will export it and it will come through sea, then through Vietnam and these, and then it will land into Madras port, and then price will be three times, four times. The kind of porting only, transportation cost will be high also. But if they push through Doklaham, the prices will be very less. Means that will be realistic in the Indian market. That is the concept of the Chinese and their product selling in India. Anyway, this is the dispute between Bhutan and China. We will see dispute because China dispute means money. China is looking for money in that region. If China is talking about Kala Pani region in Nepal, certainly there would be monetary benefit out there. If China is talking about Ladakh, China took Aksai Chin, that is true, but that is not the aim of the China. China main aim is Ladakh, because if China takes the Ladakh, then trio means Tibet, Ladakh, and Kasi Kasgar. This trio will come to China. Then trade will grow to any extent. China will become richer. This is misfortune for India. India had trade with Tibet, Kasi Kasgar, and Ladakh earlier. but it deliberately closed those offices in Leh Ladakh and Lhasa or Tibet anywhere. And it closed the reason. People increase the trade so that they will get more money. India closed the reason, but China wants that reason because once Ladakh comes, the trade earlier trade between these regions was happening through Ladakh only. Means Ladakh to Kasi Kasgar, Ladakh to Tibet, then Ladakh to Hunja Valley, Ladakh to Kargil, Ladakh to Srinagar, Ladakh to Jammu, Ladakh to Delhi. Ladakh was a center. Leh Ladakh was center point for this trade. Their circuit is broken. Okay, either India acquires the Kasi Kasgar and Tibet, then circuit will be complete, or China acquires the Ladakh, then circuit will be complete. Similar to if China acquire full Doklaham region, that region has a big trade earlier. That is a Gangtok of the Sikkim, and Bhutan capital is Paro, I believe. Thimphu, Paro is the international airport out there. Thimphu and Gangtok and Doklaham, these are nearby. Means if China gets that region anyway, if I don't talk about the smuggling also, trade will be very high. Trade is obstructed because China occupied Tibet. Trade is obstructed because China occupied Kasi Kashgar. Trade is completely blocked out there. Indian government has nothing to do with this trade, but Chinese government has to do because China is a heavy producer of goods item. If trade grow, the Chinese company will earn a lot. Means India will come into the trade map. India does not produce anything. It is only in services sector where it sells its citizens to multinational company. Take our people and squeeze whatever you can squeeze and give me this much money. Whereas China produces item and it is looking for the Indian market. This this help fetching the Indian market. Anyway, we will talk more contiguous area of the China with other countries.